the point I hoped and frankly prayed we would never reach. House Bill 2020 is on the floor. It represents such a yawning chasm between two sides. On one side, the woke. On the other side, I guess, the rubes. On one side, those who think it's existential for our globe, and on the other, those who think it's existential for our state. We have clearly been talking past each other all these months. Those who think we absolutely must pass this bill believe it is only right that we do our part. They must be so frustrated that the others of us just don't get it. And those of us who think it's madness to pass a bill that will permanently damage our economy for an imperceptible change in global climate, likewise, I can assure you, are just as frustrated that the other side just doesn't get it. We would be at an impasse, but today in Oregon, one of these sides just doesn't matter. It does make me ask why, though. Why must we reverse our current booming economy? Why do people who call themselves progressive seek to pass a law sending Oregon reeling backwards merely to make an imperceptible change in global warming? The only explanation I can think of is that damaging the economy is a feature, not a bug, of this legislation. But again, I probably just don't get it. It is impossible for those of us on my side to fail to count the immediate cost this bill is going to have on our friends, our families, our livelihoods. In my district, we can no longer rely on our forests to provide good jobs for families because the same impulse that is driving this legislation 30 years ago drove the loggers out of the woods. The reason was the same: to reduce man's impact on nature. Having no other obvious choices back then, we became heavily dependent on tourism in my district. We built tourist attractions, and during this recent recession, we built 4 new hotels. General managers of those hotels tell me that between the increased prices caused by the clean energy fuel standard, the new commercial activity tax, and the 22-cent a gallon gas tax in this bill, they don't know how they keep the restaurant portion of their business open. One told me this weekend, people won't pay $25 for a hamburger. After he raises his room prices to absorb the taxes, he wonders if business travelers will switch to less expensive hotel chains rather than staying in his locally owned boutique hotel. In addition, with increased fuel prices, he expects leisure travel to fall off, particularly as the point of this bill is to reduce the burning of fossil fuels, and there simply aren't enough electric options available for families to travel to our area. Just a few weeks ago, we passed the commercial activity tax in this body. In a wicked twist of irony, House Bill 2020 is designed to slow down the very commercial activity the commercial activity tax is designed to capture. I can't imagine a more perverse system than the one we are about to set up. We seek to reduce driving and all the commerce that stems from that, while at the same time seeking to tax commercial activity. I don't know what to say about that. My constituents have just recovered from the damage done to their families from transitioning from their timber jobs to their tourism jobs, and now they face extinction of those jobs as well. It's no wonder they opposed this legislation and filled an auditorium to testify against it when the legislature came to Medford. The median income in the 4-county area of Multnomah, Washington, Clackamas, and Hood River is $64,000. In the rest of the state, it is half of that. It is $32,000. Absorbing these taxes is a completely different ballgame for everyone outside the Portland metro area, and my voters understand that. My voters understand that they are going to have to make some significant changes to their lifestyles to absorb the legislation we've already passed this session. Many of them face medical challenges that require additional transportation and products for their health care that are already expensive, that this bill will make cost even more.